Hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Sir Cypher here with Let's Play Wargame Airland Battle, and I was requested to show some mods for this game, and modding for this game seems to be not super difficult. It mostly is, there's like kind of like spreadsheet type things of all the different units and their, their costs and their accuracies and their AP and all that, and so you can tinker with that rather easily. The one that I have installed right now is called Hob Mod by forums member Hob and it's basically an attempt to sort of rebalance the game and make the focus of the game, at least in my opinion, what it looks like. It seems like on tank pushes. So a lot of other stuff has become more expensive. A lot of tanks have become really cheap, especially the sort of mainline battle tanks of the different countries. So if we look here, we can see, for example, a lot of the mid-range tanks have gotten cheaper, and a lot of the higher-end tanks have gotten more expensive. So you see here, for example, I'll show NATO because it's what I'm more familiar with. Chieftain Mark 10, the standard sort of British tank that we all know and love, is now only 40 points. So it's the main tank for the British, essentially. Also, their availabilities have gone up by quite a bit, these cheaper tanks. And then the Challenger 1 has gone up all the way to 170 points because it's supposed to be a rarer call. And you can see likewise for the Americans, the Abrams is now quite cheap. It's designed to be the primary tank of U.S. formations. And then we have the M1P, I think is slightly more expensive, and we see the M1A1 is very expensive now. Representing that it is going to be a rare unit. You can see this in a lot of other things. A lot of these cheaper tanks have been reduced in price. So the idea is that you have these large sort of tank engagements, and you don't like fiddle faddle around with like 2 or 3 really expensive tanks, which is what generally seems to happen. A lot of planes have gotten cheaper as well, although their availability hasn't really gone up, so that doesn't help that much. Artillery's been changed. I also noticed when I was playing earlier that infantry tends to be more expensive now. Most of the infantry is around 20 points. So infantry tends to be more expensive. Dragons got a pretty big buff, so they needed that. But overall, the biggest difference I've seen is with tanks. Tanks are much more expensive, or much more available. They're cheap. You can base your army around tanks, whereas before most people wouldn't be able to do that in this game because tanks are expensive and they're low availability compared to, say, infantry. So in order to show this, I'm going to play the tutorial campaign, which obviously is I was playing some of the other campaigns, and this mod does make the campaigns a lot harder. It rebalances how many points people get. But I don't really, feel like making like another 5-video campaign, so I'll just do this because I can show it in one video, and you'll see the differences pretty obviously. So you see here we have this offensive here. We got to move in here with our Tank Guards Regiment, so we're not going to waste any time. We're going to go straight in here and attack these jokers. You see here our number of victory points we've needed, 6 to 3. I think this is quite a bit higher than it would have been before. Also, we start off with more troops. They start off with more troops. So let's do this. Now, you'll notice that if you watch the original video of this, the availabilities are going to be quite a bit different. And also some other things are different. You'll see, like, for example, Bucks now, they go up to 7,000 meters, so they are quite deadly towards the aeroplanes. But they're a lot more expensive now, and I think they might even be slower than they were before. Fobs are cheaper now. They're only 50 points. They're roughly half of the cost of before, so that's pretty good. Certain other things have gotten cheaper, like command tanks and such. Let me actually get a command tank here, just in case. So now, because this stuff is mostly about tanks, you see here now these 2 other expensive T-72s are kind of like way out of my price range. So I gotta basically do this with the T-72As. So I know the enemy is gonna start over here again, so let's just set up a nice welcome for them. of T-72s. And that's a little too many T-72s. We also probably want to get some recon here, so we know what's going on. Maybe some Strelas, so in case they have helicopters. And then maybe something a little bit longer range here. Looks like we have some ATGM carriers, so we'll get one of these. Now, one thing I've noticed, though, is that with this mod, because tanks are so available and so cheap, good ones, that the stuff that is meant to kill tanks in other mods just doesn't do a particularly good job of it because it's just not cost effective. Oh no, my BDRM. Poor BDRM. So, all of my T-72s, murdering all these guys here. Should be shooting these guys coming across this bridge. This is less than ideal. There we go. So the enemy's coming across this enemy is over here. So now, essentially, like I said, because there's so many tanks, what you can basically do, if you're doing well enough, is kind of just like attack move towards where you think the enemy fob's going to be, and you're going to kill everything. So you see here how long range these bucks are now. They shot that stuff all the way over there. I think one of my Strelas got killed, so we better call in another Strela just in case. So you see all the T-72s driving over here. Again, the AI, I don't think really completely realizes how much this game type has changed. So it's unfortunate for them, but I guess it's fortunate for us because we can just walk all over them essentially. So, got enemy helicopters there. So we'll move in here with all of our T-72s. We'll have the front ranks keep going. Normally, there's their fob, yeah. So their fob is, somewhere pretty close. The enemy keeps artillerying here because they think there's still stuff there, but unfortunately for them, there's not. And we can just cruise towards this fob. And since we took out their main force, our giant swarm of tanks should be okay. Now, this is, I think, one of the problems with this mod is that normally the best way to shut down something like this is a couple expensive tanks would actually just kill all these guys because the T-72s wouldn't be able to penetrate their armor. But the problem is now is that T-72s are so cheap, or lower level tanks are so cheap, and higher level tanks are so expensive that higher level tanks just can't really effectively counter T-70 giant tank pushes. At least from what I've seen. You basically have to swarm the enemy with your own tanks. So we'll move forward here. There's lots of enemy infantry over here, but we are pushing them back with our massive ray cannons. We captured their forward operating base, so that's pretty good. We got the Kokon team here and Estrella here doing that. Now this enemy artillery is kind of annoying, but what are you going to do about it? As we continue to push forward here. Knocking all these helicopters out of the air and advancing with this giant swarm of T-72s here, which are now basically going to be the focus of the game. Okay, so there you see we won. We pushed them off. You see a lot more aggressive than you would see in my normal Let's Plays of this, because in the other ones tanks are pretty expensive, and the 35-point tanks or the cheaper any tank under 50 points is just complete garbage. But in this mod you have enough points to spawn lots of tanks and have giant tank battles and fight peoples. So you see we pushed them back pretty close to what happened in the other game. And we can move here towards Copenhagen to finish them off and also call in the Motorschützen Regiment 9. So the Panzerbrigaden has been destroyed. And now we will move in here. We will drop a tactical nuke on Aarhus once again. Move in here with these 2 units. And attempt to finish this. Now the Motorschützen Regiment 9 has gotten there first. So alright, so we're basically going to try and do the same thing here and just push towards Copenhagen with a giant armored push. And hopefully it'll work out for us. It's too many of those. So first thing, obviously, we're going to set up a forward operating base in a nice spot. And surround it with cubs. Wonderful cubs to support us. Put that over there. Maybe we'll get another command vehicle right off the bat, actually, so we get some extra points. And in this deck, the main tank is T-55s instead of T-72s. And these aren't really any cheaper in this deck. I think they're actually the same price as they were before, but I'm pretty sure our availability of them is higher. So we can utilize that for the attack. And then we'll back them up with some Strela teams for AA. We'll get a recon helicopter. We will get some Conkers teams, or some Conkers carriers for long-range support, and also we can carry in some Motorschützen in here because the BMP-2s have Conkers as well. So we will get a good little mix of support here. Might get rid of like 1 or 2 of these cubs because they're like 100 points each in this game. And it's, it's odds that they're gonna actually be that useful are pretty low. So we'll just get some more Motorschützen in here. Again, because they carry Conkers. So let's launch this battle, and we're basically gonna again fast move towards the enemy's base, more or less. But in reality, the Conkers teams and stuff, we don't actually want to fast move. We want to fast move to a certain point, and then we want to attack move. So we don't want this recon helicopter doing anything crazy here. So we'll have these Conkers. We'll have these Conkers and these Strela teams fast move to here, and then they'll wait a second for the tanks to roll through, and then once the tanks engage, that's when probably have these BMP-2s wait a second as well. Just chill out for a second here. Wait for the main tank force to push itself forward. Oh, guys, wait. Guys, wait. Guys, wait a second. Guys, wait a second. Yes, I got. Okay. So now we can do that. And then we can advance. So we'll get about half these guys to continue attack moving towards the fob. So the enemy has all sorts of stuff over here. Looks like a prime target for an airstrike, but I want to take out. Normally, yeah, the enemy has stuff over here that I don't want here, so we better get rid of that. Take control of the zone. And now we are in a much better position to launch airstrikes at the enemy. You can see here we will move towards them. Get our Conkers team to get some recon over here. We need to capture this fob. It's just like it needs to happen. It needs to happen post haste. Gain access to this fob. So you're dropping bombs on them. They must have left. I thought I saw them there earlier. So all of my BMP-2s are running out of ammo, so we gotta have them go to the fob after it's been captured. Do I have any AA? Oh, I do. So we'll have our guys chill out here for a second until we figure out what's going on. We capture the fob. I think we captured all these supplies too. Let's capture these supplies. So you see here, we might as well actually just unleash these guys' infantry while they supply at the fob, because Yeah, the infantry. We don't have to worry about keeping their transports alive. Because this is not a, this is the last mission of the campaign. I'll get these Strel teams up here. Make sure everything is working nicely. Quite a few supply trucks we've managed to capture. That's quite nice. Here. Oh, I forgot to actually move out these guys. So, looks like the enemy is here in Dimitri. Not sure what happened to my recon helicopter. It might have gotten shot down. But I was calling in another recon helicopter. Or a command vehicle over here. So that should be able to give us some information about what is going on. So we'll move forward these tanks here. The enemy is shelling us. I think in this game, in this part of the thing with this mod is the enemy takes a lot more, like they kind of just guess where you might be. If they've seen you in one place, they seem to just keep shelling it in the hopes that you're still there, which I think is pretty smart. It's better than the old AI, I think. So if we get the thing here, then we'll have an air corridor right here, so we can just pop in and drop bombs on things and pop out. So moving towards the enemy here. Not seeing any contacts yet. Get another recon helicopter here. Now that we're going to have this deployment. So, oh no, don't call it in yet. Just a second. I'll actually have these guys wait in this forest because I don't want them to attack before I know what's going on. But I think now is a pretty safe time to continue the advance up here. Looks like most of my guys have their missiles back, so we should be okay. Oh, their command vehicle. Running away like a coward. So we'll chase that down. Continue to move forward. We'll get another recon helicopter. You see the scale of this, that there's a... I almost feel like I'm playing my Conquest deck here, the number of units that are on the field. Okay. Oh, did I already call in the recon? Oh, fuck. No. Oh, well. So try and snipe this command vehicle here. Come on, get him. Those are such bad shots. Jesus Christ. So we'll move in here with all this. Move in here with this. And probably actually scoot these guys back because the Strel team conquers. So pushing forward here with all these guys. I think we do need... I don't think I have actually any more anti-air. Oh, I can bring in a cup here. That'd be nice. So we're coming in here with all this. Trying to push the enemy back here. With a wall of cheap tanks and ATGMs. And we seem to be doing okay. We only need like 200 more points. To get us the lead. We might not get a total victory or anything, but we should be okay. So it looks like we have a little nucleus of enemy resistance right here, so we can drop some bombs on that. Also probably drop some bombs on this Leopard 2, because that's going to be no fun to deal with, and also maybe on these Martyr 2. Oh, okay, so we won. So we got a total victory, so that's going to end the campaign. But you probably get the idea from seeing this that this is a lot more of it's play more aggressively because you have so many tanks. Tanks are so cheap. Things like ATGMs and stuff that are really good in normal games because people use such expensive tanks just aren't nearly as useful. So basically, it's so from what I've seen, I haven't played online with anybody, but just with the AI, it turns into more of like giant armored vehicle battles rather than this sort of like heavy skirmishing, which kind of was what happened before. So yeah, it kind of, I don't know, to me it almost feels like it turns every type of deck into what feels like a Class C deck, 1975 deck. You have lots of units. You can afford to make attacks and lose them. And expensive units are more of like sometimes units in this mod rather than basing your deck around them. So, hope you enjoyed it. This was Hob Mod. I'll put a link in the description for the video of where you can download it if you have Wargame Airland Battle. Be warned though, it can sometimes mess up your decks and stuff if you have mods, and also your Ugen, the company that makes Wargame Airland Battle, is okay with you using mods, but if you use mods and then you try and play ranked games, you will get in big trouble. But you can play multiplayer games with people who are up for it. So, thank you for watching, and have a nice day.